Imagine descending into the absolute deepest, darkest trench of the ocean, navigating a tedious steam pressure puzzle, only to come face to face with a towering purple nightmare, wielding a colossal sword that can wipe your entire party out in a single heartbeat. No, I'm not talking about a bad dream. I'm talking about Final Fantasy VIII's ultimate hidden terror, Ultima Weapon. But what if I told you this legendary superboss isn't just a random clump of scary polygons, but a tragic homage to one of the most brutal anime fusions in history? To even get a glimpse of this monstrosity, you have to actively look for trouble. You take your airship to the isolated, ocean-bound, deep-sea research center. It's an eerie, abandoned facility that forces you to allocate limited steam pressure reserves just to descend into its depths. Mess up the math, and you're fighting high-level encounters every 2 steps. It's exhausting, but once you reach the absolute bottom of the excavation site, the atmosphere completely changes. The background music cuts out, replaced by a tense, ambient silence, and there it stands. Defeating it lets you draw Eden, the ultimate guardian force, but just surviving long enough to do that is a masterclass in panic management, especially when it starts dropping its signature light pillar attack, which deals a fixed 99.99 damage to a single character. Talk about a one-shot vibe check. When you look closely at its design, it is easily one of the most striking bosses in the entire franchise. It has this sleek, deep purple and black color palette, a horned, demonic humanoid upper torso, and imposing wings. But here's where things get weird. Instead of having legs, that humanoid torso grows right out of the neck of a massive, fanged, 4-legged beast, complete with a heavy, armored tail. It doesn't look like a knight riding a mount. It looks like a seamless, terrifying biological fusion. And we can't ignore the massive sword it's casually flexing. It's wielding a blade that looks almost identical to Cloud's ultimate weapon from Final Fantasy VII. Did this thing cross dimensions? Is it an interdimensional weapon hoarder? The game doesn't explicitly say, which only adds to the intimidation factor.
The lore surrounding Ultima Weapon in Final Fantasy VIII is delightfully frustrating because the game loves to leave you hanging. In the previous game, weapons were autonomous planetary defense mechanisms, basically Gaia's aggressive immune system. But here, Ultima Weapon is trapped deep inside an artificial, man-made research lab. This sparked some fascinating theories. Was it discovered by scientists who tried to contain and study its godlike power, only for the facility to be abandoned when things inevitably went sideways? Or was it an ancient bioweapon engineered by the lost Centra civilization, sealed away because it was simply too dangerous to exist? While the in-game text leaves us in the dark, the real-world inspiration shines a bright light on where this terrifying design actually came from. If you're a fan of classic manga, Ultima Weapon's silhouette might trigger some serious deja vu. The design is a massive, brilliant nod to Go Nagai's legendary series, Devilman. Specifically, it mirrors the iconic and tragic fusion of the demons Cyrene and Kayam. In that story, the bird demon Cyrene is mortally wounded after a brutal battle with Devilman. Kayam, a powerhouse 4-legged beast demon who is deeply in love with her, cannot bear to see her die defeated. In an act of ultimate, grotesque devotion, he offers his own body to her. He allows their flesh to fuse with his massive quadrupedal form, becoming her lower body, giving her the strength to stand and fight one last time. The visual parallel is undeniable. Ultima Weapon's structure, the humanoid torso emerging perfectly from the shoulders of a predatory beast, is a direct echo of Kayam and Cyrene's tragic final form. It turns this intimidating superboss from a simple, cool-looking monster into a subtle, brilliant tribute to one of the most heartbreaking and visceral alliances in manga history. It's a beautiful bit of horror design that bridges the gap between classic anime tropes and RPG royalty. So, the next time you find yourself staring down this deep-sea titan, trying not to get completely obliterated, just remember the sheer legacy packed into those pixels. You aren't just fighting a secret boss, you are fighting a masterclass in cosmic horror, environmental storytelling, and old-school manga history.